Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. Today is a different type of video. I promised that I would always be honest and have an accurate portrayal of what was going on. I have in the past said that if a person gets upset or if something is happening in their life that's troubling to them, that it often can make their medicines not be as effective or not work as well. And I've been having a tough week this week with my medicines not doing what they should do. And I've been trying to keep myself calm so that they would work. But you have all met my daughter, Claudine, through the videos here. And she's having surgery this morning. And so therefore, as any mother would, you worry. And so therefore, because you worry, you are more emotional or upset, and then your meds don't work, and then that makes you upset, and it's kind of this vicious little cycle. So I'm trying to keep positive. I'm trying to do everything else. I know everything is going to be well for her. I know that. But it doesn't make it any easier as a mother. You know, you have those moments of concern. So anyway, I would ask that you just all keep her in your thoughts and whatnot. By the time you even see this, the surgery will be all finished, and I will be saying, "Oh, why was I worried?" But until we get that word, that's how I feel. But I also don't want to be a Debbie Downer, so I know my daughter would want me to tell a story. So I decided that if I was going to tell a story when I was feeling this way, when it was such a serious time for us, I wanted it to be a good story. And I wanted it to be a funny story and one that she would laugh at and has laughed at many, many times. So I'm going to tell you a story that happened a long, long time ago. I wasn't even married to Bill. I was just a fairly young girl. I was probably 18, 19 years old. And my father is the type of man who doesn't really portray emotions and whatnot. He's just a very staid, goes with the flow type of guy. And we never thought of him as somebody who would crack a smile or whatever. He just, sometimes he would be very funny and sometimes he would be very serious, but he was always just himself. Well, anyway, we were going out one night, and there was myself and my cousin, and then there was my aunt and my uncle, and my mom and my dad. And we went down in Vancouver to an area called Gastown, which had a lot of little cabarets and whatnot, and they had Irish pubs. And of course, Mum and my Auntie Beth are from Ireland. So anyway, that's where we were going to go, to this Irish pub. So we're in there, and we're all having a grand time. And for whatever reason, my dad didn't want to dance, and my mom did. And so Auntie Beth said to Mom, she goes, "Frances, come on, let's you and I get up. We'll get up and we'll go dancing." So Beth and Mom got up to go dancing. Well, they're two typical sisters that get together and are having a good time, and there's a little bit of giggling going on. So anyway, I don't know what possessed my Aunt Beth, but she decided to dip my mother while they were out on the dance floor. So she has a hold of my mother and dips her down. Well, she got a little bit too far. She was down and she could neither get up nor go down without falling. So they were sort of suspended in this crazy position. And of course, and then what did they do? They started to laugh. Well, what does my mother do when she starts to laugh? She pees her pants. So they're out on the dance floor. My mother pees her pants on the dance floor. Meanwhile, my dad's sitting at the table just shaking his head. Well, anyway, they get back to they get rescued. Somebody came and pulled them up. And they got back to the table. And my dad says, "I think we've had enough." He says, "I think we best go home." So anyway, we get into the car, and it's a very quiet ride. We're almost halfway home, and nobody's hardly said a word. And it's a very quiet, considering that we were just having a grand time. Here's a very quiet ride home. And all of a sudden, my father says, well, they didn't name that pub correctly. And we all looked at him like, where did that come from? And he says, well, it's called the Pig and Whistle, right? And we said, yes. And he says, well, that's wrong. He said, that should have been called the Piss and Wiggle. We have laughed so many times about Dad not saying a word, and then all of a sudden coming out with it shouldn't be the Pig and Whistle, it should be the Piss and Wiggle. Anyway, that I hope, Claudine, makes a smile on your face, and that everything has gone wonderful, and we'll be laughing about this someday. All right. See you all tomorrow.